guys! Welcome back to Brainfield. The brain is the control center that coordinates all activities and functions in the human body. It is what makes speech, sight, and movement possible, and any damage to the brain makes any of these impossible. Certain habits can cause damage to the brain. In this video, we will look at 10 habits that can damage brain tissue. But before we go on, do well to subscribe to this channel to get more amazing videos like this one. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can get notified when we drop other similar videos. Are you ready? Let's dive right in. Number 1. Not having enough sleep. Sleep is necessary for the full functioning of the human brain. Without sleep, you can't form or maintain the pathways in the brain that lets you learn new things. Lack of sleep can lead to serious problems such as cognitive decline, memory loss, and mood swings. Studies conducted show that lack of sleep increases the risk of dementia. If you want to protect your brain cells, stick to a specific sleep cycle and have the recommended 8 hours of sleep or at least 7 hours. This gives the brain enough time to be refreshed. Number 2. Spending too much time being alone. It is good to create time to meditate or reflect, but it becomes a problem when you stay for a long time without any interaction or human connection. We are social animals, and as such, our brain functions properly and it is well stimulated during socialization. Spending too much time alone can lead to overthinking, which causes depression, anxiety, and even dementia. If you want to keep your brain healthy and stimulated, make sure you're spending enough time with friends and family. Number 3. Eating too much junk food and sugar. Excessive consumption of junk food and sugar causes a lot of harm to the brain cells. High consumption of processed sugar is known to destroy the ability of the brain and body to absorb the necessary nutrients it needs to function properly. Poor nutrition leads to malnourishment and brain disorders such as poor memory, learning disorders, hyperactivity, and depression. So the next time you want to eat as much junk as possible to feel better, just know that you may end up damaging your brain tissue and obstructing neural paths. Number 4. Smoking and alcohol. Smoking is one of the most harmful habits that causes serious damage to our bodies. Not only does it affect the lungs and heart, it also causes shrinkage of the brain cells, which leads to dementia and Alzheimer's. Alcohol consumption is another habit that causes damage to our brains. Alcohol affects the neural pathways and damages the brain tissue. A glass of wine with your meal is okay, but when consumed in excess, regularly, it leads to chemical imbalances that affect the functionality of the brain. Number 5. Using headphones at high volume. Listening to music at a very high volume with your earphones or headphones have a terrible effect on the brain structure. The electromagnetic waves which are generated by headphones cause long-term problems in the brain. The high decibel noise from the headphones takes out the insulation of the nerve fibers which carry signals from the ear to the brain. Also, they may cause ear infection, which affects the brain. Number 6. Chronic stress. Several studies have shown that chronic stress impairs the right functioning of the brain. Stress disrupts synapse regulation, which may cause one to become easily irritable. This results in the loss of sociability and the avoidance of interactions with others. Stress damages the brain cells, which may lead to a reduction in the size of the brain. You don't need to do everything. Learn to delegate tasks and have the necessary rest when trying to meet up a deadline. Number 7. Lack of exercise. Research has shown that lack of exercise leads to thinning of areas in the brain responsible for memory function. Regular exercise reduces insulin resistance, reduces inflammation. Exercising stimulates the release of chemicals that ensures the health of brain cells and aids the growth of new blood vessels in the brain. By exercising, you strengthen the body and stimulate the brain. This releases happy hormones called endorphins, which keep the mind sharp and active. Number 8. Watching pornography. Research has indicated that continuous exposure to pornographic materials causes physical changes in the brain. The high visual stimulus experienced while watching porn videos hijacks the brain's reward system. It causes the continuous release of dopamine in very high amounts. This chemical imbalance causes the brain to deteriorate in shape and size. Porn addiction affects the brain in the same way as drug addiction. If not corrected, its impact on the body will become evident as well. Number 9. Skipping breakfast. Well, it's no news that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Our brain also needs appropriate nutrients at the appropriate time to function at its best. These nutrients are often present in most breakfast meals. After a long night of rest, the brain needs this nutrient to function properly. Skipping breakfast leads to low sugar supply and poor nutrient supply to the brain. The brain needs pure glucose to function. Poor nutrition can cause degeneration of the brain cells. Ensure you start your day with a healthy breakfast. Number 10. Exposure to toxic fumes. Inhaling polluted air and toxic fumes affects the function and structure of the brain. The brain needs an adequate amount of oxygen to remain highly functional. The more you expose yourself to harmful chemicals or polluted and contaminated air, the lesser the amount of oxygen that reaches the brain. Lack of adequate oxygen in the body may damage brain cells. Studies in mice exposed to polluted air over a long period showed that they experienced physical damage to their brains. Well, you may consider going out to the park to get some fresh air. This brings us to the end of this video. Please like and share with your friends. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get more videos like this and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time.